Think about the last big decision you made. Maybe it was a career move, a person you started dating, or even just a major purchase. Did you find yourself wondering what your parents would think? Even if you ended up doing the exact opposite of what they wanted, did their voice still play a role in that choice? For most adults, the answer is yes. But there is a point where healthy respect turns into an unconscious need for approval. The real problem is that this desire is usually invisible. You do not notice you are still seeking it because it feels like a normal part of your internal weather. So here is the direct question. Are you actually living your life, or are you still performing for an audience that has been watching since you were 5 years old? Psychologists call this the internalized parent. It is a mental copy of your mother or father that you carry around inside your head long after you have moved out. This voice acts like a filter for every choice you make. If you grew up needing to be the good child to feel safe or loved, you might still be trapped in that role without even recognizing it. You are not failing as an adult. You are just operating on a software update that was written 20 years ago. Let's look at the 7 signs that this pattern is still running your life. Number 1, you replay conversations in your head before they happen. When you have news to share, you do not just tell them. You rehearse. You spend 20 minutes in the car or in the shower thinking about how to frame it so they will not worry or judge you. You are scanning for potential landmines before you have even opened your mouth. This happens because you are not just sharing your life, you are managing their reaction to it. If you felt responsible for their emotions when you were a kid, you are likely still carrying that weight today. Number 2, you feel a strange sense of guilt when you are happy in a way they do not understand. Maybe you took a job that pays less but makes you feel alive, or you are dating someone who does not fit their specific mold. Instead of total joy, you feel a nagging heaviness. It is like you have committed a crime just by choosing something for yourself. This is common in people who were taught that their parents' comfort was more important than their own dreams. You feel like you are betraying them simply by being your own person. Number 3, you are still on the invisible scoreboard with your siblings. You might be 40 years old, but you still track how your parents talk about your brother or sister. If they get a compliment, you feel a tiny sting of competition. If they get criticized, you feel a secret relief that it is not you. This indicates that your sense of worth is still tied to your rank in the family hierarchy. You are still looking for that gold star that proves you are the favorite, or at least the one who is not a disappointment. Number 4, you ask for their opinion when you have already made up your mind. You know exactly what you want to do, but you still call them to ask what they think. You are not looking for advice, you are looking for permission. You want them to sign off on your life so you do not have to feel the anxiety of being solely responsible for your choices. If they agree, you feel light. If they hesitate, your confidence evaporates. This is a sign that you have not yet fully trusted your own inner compass. Number 5, you have chosen a life path that looks good on paper but feels empty. Many people wake up at 35 and realize they are living a life their parents would have wanted. You might have the stable job, the traditional house, and the social status they value, but none of it feels like yours. This is the ultimate form of seeking approval. You have built a whole world as a monument to their expectations. You are successful by their definition, but you are a stranger to yourself. Number 6, you are hypersensitive to their criticism, even when it is small. A comment about your hair or the way you spend your money can ruin your entire weekend. If a stranger said it, you would not care. But because it comes from them, it feels like an attack on your very core. This happens because you have not built a solid wall between their opinion of you and your own opinion of yourself. You are still giving them the remote control to your emotional state. Number 7, your self-worth fluctuates based on their approval. When they are proud of you, you feel like a giant. When they are cold or disappointed, you feel like you are back in middle school, waiting to be sent to your room. This is the most telling sign of all. It means your identity is still tethered to their validation. If they do not see your value, you struggle to see it yourself. You are living in a house built on someone else's foundation. None of this makes you weak. It just means you were a child who learned how to survive by being what they needed. But as an adult, that survival strategy becomes a prison. Breaking free does not mean you have to cut them out or be disrespectful. It just means you have to start making choices that feel right in your own body, even if they cause a moment of friction at the dinner table. You have to be willing to be the villain in their story so you can finally be the hero in your own. The goal is to move from a place of needing their approval to a place of simply appreciating their presence. When you stop performing, you finally get to find out who you actually are when no one is watching.